Hey, basketball fans! Welcome back to the channel, your go-to place for all things NBA. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you don't want to miss any of the updates we have lined up for you. And trust me, today's topic is going to have you glued to your screen. So, let's dive straight into it. Let's talk about Zach LaVine. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Two-time slam dunk champion, Olympic gold medalist, and one of the most electrifying scorers in the league. Lately, the rumor mill has been spinning like crazy, linking LaVine to the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, think about it, LaVine in the purple and gold? It's enough to make any Lakers fan start dreaming of another championship banner hanging from the rafters. But is there more to this than just speculation? And more importantly, is Zach LaVine really the missing piece for LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Let's break it down. First, let's look at LaVine's recent performances. Over the past few weeks, he's been on an absolute tear. We're talking about back-to-back 30-point games, hitting clutch shots, and showing why he's one of the most potent offensive weapons in the league. LaVine has always been known for his athleticism, his ability to get to the rim, and his deadly three-point shooting. But what's setting him apart now is his efficiency. He's not just putting up big numbers, he's doing it with precision, shooting well over 50% from the field during this stretch. It's clear that LaVine is locked in right now, and when a player like that gets hot, front offices around the league take notice. Now, let's connect the dots to the Lakers. It's no secret that the Lakers are in a win-now mode. With LeBron James turning 39 soon, the clock is ticking. And while Anthony Davis is in his prime, we've seen how his availability can be a concern. The Lakers made some solid moves in the offseason, re-signing key pieces like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura and adding depth with players like Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince. But despite these moves, there's still a feeling that the Lakers are one star away from truly competing with teams like the Nuggets, the Bucks, or even the Suns in a 7-game series. This is where LaVine could come into play. Imagine a lineup featuring LeBron, AD, and Zach LaVine. That's a big three that combines size, athleticism, and scoring prowess. LeBron, as the ultimate playmaker, would thrive with another dynamic scorer who can create his own shot. LaVine's ability to stretch the floor would open up driving lanes for LeBron and AD, making the Lakers' offense that much more dangerous. Plus, LaVine's transition game is tailor-made for a team like the Lakers, who love to get out and run. But let's address the elephant in the room. What would it take to get LaVine? He's not coming cheap, that's for sure. The Chicago Bulls signed him to a 5-year, $215 million max contract extension last year, which means any team trading for him would need to take on that hefty salary. The Lakers would likely have to part with some key assets, possibly including D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, or even a promising young player like Max Christie, along with multiple draft picks. It's a steep price, no doubt about it. The question is, would it be worth it? For the Bulls, moving LaVine could signal the start of a rebuild. Let's face it, the Bulls have been stuck in mediocrity for a while now. They're not bad enough to tank and get a top draft pick, but they're not good enough to contend either. Trading LaVine could give them the assets they need to start fresh. And for LaVine, a move to Los Angeles could be a dream scenario. He's a West Coast guy, having grown up in Washington, and playing for a franchise like the Lakers would not only elevate his profile, but also give him a legitimate shot at competing for a championship. So, what's holding the Lakers back? Well, for one, they have to be cautious about disrupting the chemistry they've built. This team made it to the Western Conference Finals last season, and a big reason for that was the way the roster came together after the trade deadline. Sometimes, less is more, and adding a star like LaVine could potentially upset the balance. Plus, there's the injury factor. LaVine has had his share of knee issues in the past, and the Lakers, who already have injury concerns with AD, might think twice about adding another player with a history of injuries. Then there's the defensive side of the game. LaVine is a phenomenal scorer, no doubt, but he's not exactly known for his defense. The Lakers have prided themselves on being one of the better defensive teams in the league, and it's fair to wonder if LaVine would fit into that identity. Would his offensive firepower outweigh any potential defensive lapses? That's something the Lakers front office would need to seriously consider. Let's not forget the competitive landscape of the Western Conference. Teams like the Nuggets, Warriors, and Suns aren't standing still. They're loaded with talent and hungry to win. The Lakers can't afford to be complacent, but they also can't afford to make a move that doesn't pan out. Adding LaVine would be a gamble, a high-risk, high-reward move that could either push them over the top or set them back for years. This trade also speaks to the evolving strategies of both teams. For the Lakers, it's clear they're no longer just chasing big-name superstars. They're focusing on building a well-rounded roster that can support LeBron and AD in meaningful ways. This is a smart approach, especially considering the injuries that have plagued their two stars in recent years. The Spurs, on the other hand, are showing that they're willing to be aggressive in their rebuild. As for the players involved, you have to imagine this trade will be a whirlwind for them. Keldon Johnson has spent his entire career in San Antonio, so moving to a big market team like the Lakers will be a massive change. He'll be under a brighter spotlight and face higher expectations, but he also has the opportunity to play alongside legends and compete for a championship. For D'Angelo Russell, this is another chapter in what's already been a roller coaster career. He's been traded multiple times before, but going to the Spurs could be a chance for him to prove his doubters wrong and re-establish himself as a key player. They're not content to simply wait for Wembanyama to develop. They want to surround him with the right pieces as soon as possible. Let's talk about the ripple effects this trade could have across the league. For one, it puts pressure on other teams in the West to make moves of their own. The Lakers are sending a message that they're not backing down, and you can bet teams like the Clippers, Mavericks, and Grizzlies are paying attention. It also raises questions about the Spurs' plans. Are they gearing up to be competitive sooner than expected? Or is this move more about acquiring assets and flipping them later? So, where do we stand? On one hand, LaVine is the kind of player who can take a team to the next level. His scoring ability, athleticism, and fit alongside LeBron and AD make him an intriguing target for the Lakers. On the other hand, the cost of acquiring him both in terms of assets and salary cap flexibility makes this a decision the Lakers can't take lightly. But let's hear from you. Do you think Zach LaVine is the missing piece for the Lakers? Should they go all in to get him, or should they stick with the roster they have and look for other opportunities down the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow basketball fans.